So the first step that we're going to be doing here is actually getting the bottom of the skimmer transducer prepared to be able to be glassed into the hole or epoxied into the hole. Now, a lot of people think you have to have a trolling motor transducer or a puck style. This one will shoot through the hole. We're just going to have the pointed part pointing towards the bow of the boat and the flatter part towards the very back here. Now, it's important, or at least I do this on our installs here. I want to take, this is 80 grit sandpaper. I'm actually going to rough up the bottom of the transducer. Now, all I'm doing is creating a rough surface for the epoxy to stick to. I don't want to go in too far. I don't want to actually go through the plastic itself. Again, I'm just roughing this up enough that we've got something for the epoxy to stick to. And another thing is you want to make sure you get all the dust off of this as well too. Again, it helps with the adhesion of the epoxy. Now, not only are we going to do this to the bottom of the transducer, we're also going to do this to the bottom of the hole on the inside. And it's important on the hole to wipe it down with acetone, again, to get rid of all the dust, to give the epoxy a nice clean finish to actually adhere to. So we're just going to rough this up a little bit. And then we'll jump into the boat here and actually rough in the very inner hull section of the boat. Again, something to give the epoxy to hold to and stick to quite well. All right, here's our two-part epoxy that we're going to be using for that. This is what I just picked up from O'Reilly's. Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart probably has it. Again, two-part epoxy, sets up in 5 minutes, completely cures within an hour. And we're just going to open this up, mix our two parts in, put a little of it down there in the very hull of the boat, and then we're going to put the rest of it on the transducer. All right, now we got this mixed up good. I'm actually going to get in the bottom of the boat here and put it down in the bottom of the hole, then on the transducer. That way I don't make a mess, theoretically. And then hold it in place. Now what I did here is I moved it around just a little bit to make sure I get the epoxy around. And you want to try to have that pretty level and pretty straight. And we're going to hold that in place until this stuff starts kicking here. On some other boats you have access to, you can use maybe a piece of wood or a sandbag, something to hold that in place if you don't want to lay here for 5 minutes, but not that big a deal for me, so I'll just sit here and hold it till it starts to set up.